Alright, so in this video I'm going to teach you about how to ride a motorcycle, and not just any motorcycle, how to ride a sports bike especially. And this is the Yamaha FZ250 which we're going to be learning on. A bit about myself: I have been riding since 2014 and it's been almost 8 years now for me. And always make sure before riding that you're wearing a helmet, gloves and nice pair of shoes. If not riding boots, you can wear any normal shoes, and make sure not to wear sandals or flip-flops while riding a motorcycle. At least you should try to wear a helmet while riding. Let's get the basics first. So this is your bike. These are your handlebars on the left and the right. This is your front brake. This helps you stop when you're at speed. And that's your rear brake, this one right here. You access it with your right foot. Coming to the back, coming to the left side. And this is your gear shifter. So in order to go to first gear, you need to press it down, and when you want to upshift, you have to put it up. So yeah, this and this will be accessed by your foot. And this is your clutch. This is very useful because without this you simply cannot ride your bike, and it serves as a connector between your transmission and your engine. In scooty, what happens in scooty or scooters is that there's only an accelerator and two brakes on both sides. So the engine has no transmission at all. You just rev and it goes. But with bike, it's a bit different. You have to hold your clutch, accelerate. It's a bit different. Alright, so let's look at these buttons. This is for the pass light, and this is for the high beam, this is for the low beam. These are the indicators. To go right you press this, to go left you press this. And this is your horn. This is your engine starter button. This is your kill switch. This is the key, and you put it inside this ignition, and you put it inside there to start the bike. You just put it in. Can you see this? And turn it clockwise, and your bike comes to life. So if you see this is your dashboard. You have your gear indicator over here. As for this bike, it doesn't have a gear indicator. It rather shows you if your bike is in neutral or in gears. This is your clock on the right. The zero figure you're looking is your speed, because the bike is stationary, so it will show 0. Now let's get onto the bike. And yeah, another thing, always remember to get on your bike from the left side. Never try to get on your bike from right, because you might simply miss your fit and you might fall. Let's get on the bike. So what I'll be doing is, I'll be accelerating, and this is my accelerator as I've already said. Whenever I give the throttle, I'll make sure that the bike moves ahead. And that is when the clutch comes to play. So with this clutch and this accelerator, the bike will move forward. And remember one thing, never use the clutch alone or the accelerator alone, because that way you're simply gonna either stall the bike or rev it too hard. Okay, so now the first step to start the motorcycle is to turn on the ignition button. So when you have turned your bike on with your keys, which is right here, you have just enabled the power supply of your bike. You have just enabled the electric supply of your bike, and you haven't turned on your engine yet. So this button right here, the red button which you can see over here, is the button to engage your engine. So okay, so first turn it on, put it towards the downside. This sign means off, this means on, and you need to hold this button. There you go. So you have started your bike right now, and you can feel the thump, you can feel the vibrations that are going on. And what's that? That's actually the fuel gauge, and currently I'm low on fuel thanks to fuel prices. And yeah, if you rev the bike won't move. See, I'm revving it. These are the RPM meters. It's rising to 2, 3 and now 4. So what happens is, the more you rev, the higher the RPM rises. So how do you move the bike forward? For that you need to engage your gears, which is right there. Those are the gears. So in my bike it is 1 down and 4 up. So just when you want to shift down or you want to shift to the first gear, you need to press it down. So it comes like this. At the bottommost is first gear, neutral, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. So that's the key. Now if you just shift your gear like this, look at it. If you just shift your gear like this, just put it down, the bike will stall. It will give you a very aggressive thump and it will stall, which means the engine will go off. But don't worry, that's not an issue. We can always get into neutral. Yeah, now we're back in neutral. I just put it upwards. So always remember to start from first gear. If you try to start from second, third, fourth or any other gear, what will happen is you'll end up stalling the bike ultimately. So always start from first gear. And now I'm going to show you how to engage the clutch. Started the bike, hold the clutch, shift down. Yeah, now we have successfully shifted to first gear, and if I let go of the clutch, the bike will move. Now you might have a doubt in your mind, what if I rev the throttle? See, nothing happens. As long as your clutch is pulled in, nothing will gonna happen. So by not giving any rev at all, I will simply let go the clutch slowly and slowly. If I move it too fast, I'll stall the bike again. So I'll just let it go slowly. Watch my hands very carefully. It will take some practice, but you'll get going once you start riding. Leaving the clutch in 3, 2, 1. You see the movement? See how I'm moving ahead? And now I've let off the clutch go. See how easy it is? I don't need to touch the throttle also. The thing with these bikes is that they can accelerate very easily, and not much efforts are required to give it the gas. This is also, I'll also refer it as gas sometimes. So okay, so after you have let go the clutch, you're moving at speeds like 6 or 7 kilometers per hour, right? But in the city conditions, you need to go a bit faster than this, for which you're going to use the throttle. But I would suggest try this for at least 2-3 minutes, practice, get a feel of it, and then use the throttle. Now the sole purpose of the accelerator is to make you go faster. What you do is you just give it the gas and it keeps going faster. I'm going to show you. So I'll give it a gas, but very gently. I will be very gentle with the throttle. There you go, I've given it the throttle. There's a change in the sound as well. The vocals increase. The bikes get very vocal. So now I'm going to be showing you another way of starting a bike and get it rolling. So if you're riding bikes such as Splendor or a Glamour or any other 100-150cc bike, you might have to accelerate. Yes, you need to accelerate before you let the clutch go. Otherwise your bike won't move, it will just stall up. You need to accelerate a bit and then let go of your clutch in order to get your bike moving. So see, first we'll hold the clutch, shift into first gear, you start the engine, rev till about 2,500 RPM and let go of the clutch. See, this also gets you moving. So it's not that hard. Now if you give a little too much gas, this will happen. Your bike will pull, and that's the last thing you want. Alright, so in order to stop, you need to pull your clutch in and then use your brakes. Mostly use your front brake rather than rear brake, which is down here to the right side. You just press it. There's no up and down on the brake side. So what to do is, when you see there's traffic or you might need to stop for some reason, use 70% of this brake and 10% of the rear brake. You get it? It might take some time, but currently as a beginner I would recommend using only the front brake and use it very gently, because these bikes have disc brakes and where is the disc brake? Yeah, these bikes have disc brakes and they tend to lock up very quickly. Some bikes also have ABS, which is a very wonderful thing, which doesn't let your tire lock up, because when you lock your tires up, that becomes a bit hard to control. So yeah, that's how you brake. But one problem which you'll face is, if you don't hold in your clutch at slow speeds, is if you're braking too hard and your bike speed is at say 5 to 10 kilometers per hour, the problem which will arise is you'll stall the bike again. Yeah, that's a big problem. It will take some time. But what you do is, as a rule of thumb, when you are at slow speeds, brake with your clutch hold it in, and when you are at high speeds, you can simply use the brake and you don't need to use the clutch anymore. Okay, how do you shift into gears? So every gear has a speed limit. First gear usually takes you to about 20-25 kilometers per hour comfortably, but if you rev it totally, then first gear can take you up to 40-45. Second gear will take you to 80. So we're not going to be doing that. Use your first gear till 20 kilometers per hour, and as soon as you hit 20 kilometers per hour mark, shift into second. Then when you hit 35, shift into third. Then when you hit 60, use fourth, or keep on adjusting gear however you like. Make sure not to shift into higher gears at low speeds, because that will again stall your bike. Okay, so in order to shift again, for example, right now imagine we are cruising at 10 kilometers per hour and we want to shift into second gear. What we'll do is we'll let go of the throttle. We were accelerating, right? We'll let go of the throttle, engage the clutch. This pulling the clutch is also known as engaging the clutch. Shift your gear into second. Now for first gear it was down, for second gear it's up. All right, yeah, first gear down, second gear, third gear, fourth and fifth and sixth. All right, but when you're at sixth, you want to get down, fifth, fourth, third, second, one. Okay, so to downshift you're putting down, to upshift you're putting up. Let's try shifting into second and third gear now. Started the bike, shifted into first gear. Let's get moving. Notice the speed over here. So right now I'm at 15 kilometers per hour. I pulled in the clutch, disengaged the throttle, shifting into second, again letting go of the clutch and accelerating at the same time. See, that's how simple it is. We're going at first gear again, second gear, third gear, and slowing down. Now in order to downshift, I need to hold in the clutch, second, first, and let go of the. Now how did I pull it over there? I just left my clutch go, I let my clutch go and accelerated simultaneously. Just think of this thing as a means to take your bike forward. How to refuel the bike, right? And without fuel you're going nowhere. That's very simple. This is your fuel tank and this is the place from where you access it. I'll show you. You just put this up, take your key out, okay, put it inside, twist it clockwise again until you hear knock, and when you have heard the knock, just pull it straight. This is where the fuel goes in, and in order to turn it off again, just put it down and give it a press. In some bikes you need to give it a press, but in my bike you need to turn it clockwise again, put it down, keep it pressed with your left thumb, and turn to its original position. Turn the key to its original position. Take it off, close the lid, and you're good to go. Now how to balance, I'll give you another tip. If you don't know how to balance properly, if this is the first time you're riding a bike or a scooty and you have never ridden any cycle or anything before, so you have no idea how to balance a bike, what you do is simply get on the bike, unlock the handle, or probably put the bike into ignition, doesn't matter, and just use your feet. Just use your feet. See the way I'm moving? Just use your feet for going ahead. That way you'll get a hang of your bike. But this is gonna take some time to learn. See, this way. And when you feel that you're going at a comfortable speed, what you do is just take your foot up. This way you're gonna learn balancing. When you feel something's not right, brake. As it is never advised to start riding directly on a sport bike like a 250 or a 300cc motorcycle. You can always start with a 100cc bike or a probably 150cc motorcycle like Yamaha R15 is a very good option. But what I'll suggest is, in my opinion, I believe these bikes are the best because of their superior brakes, the superior build quality, the tires and everything give you an overall nice riding feel. Those glamour splendors won't give you a nice feel at all, but this type of bikes will make sure that you never forget riding, that you never get bored out of this. Alright, so that will be all for today's video. I'm gonna make another video on how to ride a super bike, which is currently undercover. In order to see which bike is it and how to ride that, I'll post the video tomorrow. Bye bye.